drop a like and do share. Leave your comments and do not forget to subscribe for more videos.
Welcome back to Edupedia World Videos, and thanks for joining me in my Mandarin lesson series. We are now at lesson 8.1. I'll be introducing you more verbs. Okay, as I said, in this lesson, I will introduce you more verbs, and also I will talk a bit about words that indicate the tenses. Like previously, you have learned that 在 indicates the continuity of an action, and in this lesson, you'll learn more about words like that. Okay, let's get started. And here, I will introduce you some other verbs. And the sample sentence I have here is I'm writing. Okay? In Mandarin, it is 我在写字. Okay, so the two new words are the two last words here. So 写 means write, and then this is the pinyin, and then the radical is what's on top here, and the arrangement is vertical. Now I will show you how to write 写. 1 2 3 4 5 写. And in Chinese, when you say write, you need to have an object. So the object here is word, 字. Okay, this is the pinyin. So the whole thing, 我在写字, means I'm writing words. Okay? So the radical is what's on top, so the arrangement is vertical. And this is how I write 字. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, this is 字, word, and it's more towards written words. Okay, the next one, here I will introduce you a word that indicates the action is already past. So the sample sentence I'm gonna read to you, it sounds like this. I read a book, which means that you have done the action of reading a book. Okay, so in Mandarin it is 我看了一本书. Okay, so 看 here actually means see, so it's more like you are not reading it carefully, you are more towards just reading it leisurely, so you can use this Chinese word 看. Okay, and the pinyin is this, the radical is what's at the bottom here, the arrangement is simple. Okay, so here's how I write 看. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 看. Okay, and 了 is another new word which indicates that this action has already passed. So it's more like making a verb to be in past tense. Okay, I read a book. Naturally, in Mandarin is 我看了一本书. Okay, so the pinyin is 了, and the radical is itself, so the arrangement is naturally simple. Okay, so here's how I write 了. 1 2 Okay, just 2 strokes for this one. Next one is I have read this book. 我读过这本书. Okay, this is the past perfect, which means that this sentence is more concerned about the experience of doing something. Okay, so there are 2 new words like the previous slide. So again, this is 读. It means read, but it's reading more carefully. Okay, so it can be related to study. You are studying this book. Okay, so this is the pinyin 读. Okay, and the radical is this one, the radical that denotes the speech act. The arrangement is horizontal, as you see, is left and right component. Okay, so here's how I write 读. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, 读. The next word is 过. Okay, as I said, this whole sentence is about the experience that you have done something. And in this case, you have done reading a book. So this word here, 过, denotes that you have done something. So if you say 读过, it means done reading. Okay, so this is a pinyin 过. The radical is what you have seen before, this one, and the arrangement is enclosure because the radical is wrapping the component inside. Okay, so this is how I write 过. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, 过. Okay, the next one is about will, and the sample sentence I have here is I will teach you to write Chinese. In Mandarin, you can say 我会教你写中文. And surprisingly, there's only one word that you don't know, which is teach. And will is translated to 会. And if you can remember, 会, its function is like know or can. And in this context, it is translated as will. 会, this word, remember, it has the meaning of will, can, or know. Okay? Of course, there will be exercise that shows you how to use this word in the future. But for now, let's learn about the sample sentence. Okay? Teach in Mandarin is jião. Okay? And this is a pinyin, and the radical is what's on the right, so the arrangement is horizontal. Okay? So this is how I write 教, which means teach. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Okay, this is 教. You have learned the word 写, which means write, and as I said, 写 it requires an object. So the object is 中文, which is Chinese text. Okay? So 写中文 means write Chinese. Okay? So the whole sentence, I will teach you to write Chinese, is translated as 我会教你写中文. So you can see you don't actually have to translate the word to. The translation is like, I will teach you write Chinese. Okay? The next one. For this one, I just want you to learn new verb. So the sample sentence I have here is I like you. So the way to say in Mandarin is 我喜欢你. So 喜欢, it just means like. So the first word 喜, generally it means happy. Okay, so it looks a bit weird in this context, so I'm not going to add any meaning here. I'm only putting the pinyin here, and the radical is one of the component there, so it is this one. And then the arrangement is vertical. Okay, so here's how I write C. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. And if you have noticed, the first horizontal stroke here is longer than the second one. Okay, be sure that you follow this rule because this is the right way to write it. Okay, don't ever let your second stroke longer than your first stroke. Okay, and then the second word 欢, it actually also means happy. So again, it's just like C. So I'm not gonna put any meaning here. I'm just gonna put the pinyin here. Okay, the radical is this one, what's on the left, and so naturally the arrangement is horizontal. Okay, so here's how to write the word 欢. 1 2 3 4 5 6 欢. And if you still remember the 5 mascots of Beijing 2008 Olympics, one of the mascot, the name is Huan Huan. Okay, so it's basically 2 of this word, Huan Huan. Okay, just for your information. Okay, this will be the last slide that I'm gonna teach for today before I go to summary. Okay, in this slide, the sample sentence I have here is I'm loving you. 我爱着你. Okay, I know previously you have learned how to make a verb to be continuous, but this one is another way of denoting a verb to be continuous. Okay, so if you can remember, we can also say I'm loving you as 我在爱你. So here I'm just going to tell you another way, 我爱着你. Okay, so there are 2 new words. So one is love, 爱. So this is the pinyin, and the radical is what's on top, and the arrangement is simple. So here's how to write I. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, so this is the word I, which means love. And of course, the other word for denoting the continuing action is 这. Okay, it's without the tone here. Okay, so this is the pinyin. And the radical is what's on the bottom. The arrangement is simple. Okay, so here's how to write 这. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 这. And as usual, we have come to the summary page. You have learned some new verbs such as read, write, teach, like, and love. And you have learned one object as well, which is word. And now you know how to denote past continuous future actions with the words that I just taught you today. So you can use this list of Chinese words to do the revision. Okay? So that's all for today. And next up, as usual, we are gonna do some exercise. Okay? In the exercise, there will be more examples of how to use the words that you have learned. Okay? So from there, you can build more and more sentences as you are more familiar with the words. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. 谢谢，再见。